This is Eswatini TV News at 10. I'm Nautilus Itola alongside Stelo Gunene. First, here's a look at our headlining stories. It is nearly all systems go for the official opening of the second session of the 12th Parliament, as preparations are at an advanced stage. The National Maize Corporation says they are ready to assist farmers whose produce has been affected by the recent storms through the Hambo Buye initiative. U.S. Embassy's Chargé d'Affaires says the U.S. government is determined to collaborate with Eswatini with regards to the effective implementation of human rights laws. And now the news in detail. Preparations for the opening of the 12th Parliament are at an advanced stage. The Clerk to Parliament, Benedict Xaba, says that the preparation stage is at 95%. Xaba made these remarks during the first rehearsal in Parliament.
It is all systems go for the official opening of the second session of the 12th Parliament. The ceremony will be officiated by Ingonyama, where the entire nation and Parliament will receive direction from Ingonyama. The Clerk to Parliament, Benedict Xaba, has confirmed that everything is ready for the event.
90% ready. Siyacedzela next week la sengema-final rehearsals bese kugcizela kakhulu ukuthi abantu abaqhubeke balandzele yona imisakato yakithi nekuthi-ke ama-invitation cards vele sesiwakhiphile.
Xaba says that attendance is by invitation only, and those who forget their invitation cards or arrive late will not be allowed entry. Xaba also emphasized that the dress code is strictly formal or traditional attire. The official opening of Parliament will take place on the 31st of January 2025. Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Parliament.
The National Maize Corporation is working to assist farmers who are beneficiaries of the Hambo Buye Fund and have been affected by extreme weather conditions. The NMC CEO, Mavela Vilane, states that farmers will be provided with farming inputs and will pay later based on the farmer's track record.
The National Maize Corporation is taking steps to support farmers who are beneficiaries of the Hambo Buye Fund and have been impacted by extreme weather conditions. In a bid to alleviate the financial strain caused by these challenges, the National Maize Corporation CEO Mavela Vilane has announced that farmers will receive essential farming inputs. Vilane says that these inputs will be provided on credit with repayment terms based on the farmer's track record.
Case by case, sitawa assessor farmers that affected either dry spell noma ngule timvula letifike talimata umbila bese sesiyabuka ke ukuthi sisita.
Vilane says that NMC and eWade is committed to ensuring that affected farmers can continue with their agricultural activities despite the hardships they face. Vilane says that the initiative aims to provide much-needed support during these challenging times, allowing farmers to recover and continue to contribute to the nation's food security. Vilane says that Eswatini should consider insurance. Simon Mtunzi, chairperson of Eswatini Grains Association, says that they are happy with the intervention, saying that their assistance comes at a crucial time where farmers are experiencing severe adversities.
Appreciate initially bebasela uhambo buye utawuhlala utasita for 3 years. After that bese babayekela abalimi. Hayi vele vele ngicele mina ukuthi sibalimi siyacela lo 3 years bambekile wekuthi batawuhamba nathi for only 3 years. After that basiyekele.
Local farmers are not the only ones affected by the extreme weather patterns, as the neighboring South Africa has started to buy large quantities of maize overseas. Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Mbabane.
The United States Chargé d'Affaires in Eswatini, Caitlin Piper, says that the U.S. government is willing to assist the country in developing legislations and policies in the area of human rights. Piper affirms that the Constitution of the Kingdom of Eswatini protects the rights of every individual in the country. She made these remarks during the International and Regional Human Rights Mechanisms Workshop held in Ezulwini.
The Southern Africa Litigation Center facilitated an international and regional human rights mechanism workshop aimed at enhancing the ability of civil society organizations to effectively engage with national, regional, and international human rights mechanisms through collaboration. Speaking during the workshop, the U.S. Embassy's Charge d'Affaires, Kathleen Piper, says that her government is open to assisting the country with legislation related to human rights.
And Eswatini also, as you said, is a signatory to many treaties and agreements that center on the importance of protecting fundamental freedoms and human rights. And so one of the United States' biggest goals in the country is to help Eswatini follow the regulations, follow the excellent constitution that Eswatini has.
Melusis Melane, the Civic Rights Program Officer at SALX, explains that the workshop is part of the SALX broader project to expand civic space and freedom of expression in collaboration with the U.S. Embassy in Eswatini.
So namuhla asesitokhulumisa ukuthi yini lama treaties phecelezi yini le divumelwano thide leti semhlabeni hlangene lapho khona Swaziland ay signatory khona sitokwati ukuthi la ay signatory khona eSwatini thineke njengema civil society organizations senda kanjani to make sure ukuthi uhulumende uyachubeka kuma obligations akhe.
The director of Congo, Tembinkosi Dlamini, highlighted that the workshop will assist non-governmental organizations in adopting relevant methods for writing reports to the United Nations rather than relying on isolated cases. Swatini TV News, Sondomlangeni Inezulwini.
January is the month to spread information, and it also encourages people to protect their confidential information. From the 22nd to the 28th of January, the world celebrates Data Protection Week. Eswatini Communications Commission, ASACOM, together with the world, started raising awareness about protecting data.
I-Data Protection Week ke sithathe lithuba lokuthi sifundzise nalabo laba kungaba tinkampani kungaba ama-organizations lokhanza ukuthi nakasebenta ayayikweleka imininingwane yebantfu kuye kube lithuba lekukhumbutana ukuthi sekunemthetho.
Simelane says during the Data Protection Week, they teach citizens and organizations about the use of confidential information, teaching them about the importance of data, privacy, and security. This year's theme says, "Whose data is it anyways?" It urges companies and organizations to check their way of using information. In efforts to raise awareness, the Commission has initiated webinars, online presence, and campaigns aimed at sensitizing about the importance of keeping confidential information in private. Simelane says compliance in the country is headed the right direction since companies are keen on learning more about the law and following the law, which is stipulated in the Eswatini Data Protection Act of 2022.
Business Eswatini has signed a memorandum of understanding with Tukoswa. Business Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Inathi Dlamini says this partnership will lay the foundation for a stronger, more collaborative relationship between private sector employers and trade unions in Eswatini.
Our joint efforts will be pivotal in fostering stability, ensuring enterprise-level harmony, and driving sustainable economic growth.
Tukoswa President Peggy Mamba says they will fully honor this agreement.
And in everything that we do, we must have a human face. And it calls for us to begin to dialogue and say, what can we do to remedy the situation? And that is why it's very important then to come around in a table like this one and say, indeed, where do we start? And this is a starting point to say now we are partnering in driving an agenda that will change the lives of individuals, the lives of the people of this country.
Tukoswa Secretary General Mduduzi Gina says the trade union has 53,000 members and 19 affiliates. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Babane.
The business community says the announcement by American President Donald Trump to withdraw foreign aid will hurt the local business industry. Business Eswatini's Vice President, Industrial Relations, Andrew Leroux, has explained how Eswatini will be affected.
The industrial bases of those exporters are going to shrink. And we're already seeing it where, for example, Chinese companies are radically reducing production in anticipation of the tariffs. And Southern Africa is a supplier of raw materials, technology. We are suppliers to those countries. And if they're not growing, it means we don't grow.
Yeah.
So it can have significant impact on us.
The Chief Executive Officer of Business Eswatini, Inathi Dlamini, has also shared his view.
We are worried about the AGOA, African Growth Opportunity Act, which we enjoy now, which is a market access initiative to America. Are we still going to enjoy it when the policy now is America first? If you are bringing goods, they will ask you, what is America getting from you? If there is nothing, then you shut it. Of course, that's the policy now. It's all about quid pro quo. I give you this, what are you giving me back?
The business community says it is monitoring the situation closely. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Babane.
And now let's have a look at our financial indicators.
Standard Bank.
And here's a look at sugar indicators by ISO. Moving on with the bulletin tonight, after the heavy rains that caused havoc to roads in the country, the Municipal Council of Mbabane has started fixing roads. The council's public relations officer, Lakita Beta, says roads get overly damaged because they are old.
Most of roads when driving out of the CBD are more prone to damages since they are old and their lifespan is estimated to be 20 to 25 years. The public relations officer Lakita says they have ventured into this short-term solution of fixing roads to mitigate the problem, but they will be looking into fixing permanently in the next financial year, which is 2025-2026.
Abasibambise balahle tibi la kumele balahle khona. Also kukhona lokhanza ukuthi encenye umuntu akakhona ukungena ekhaya from the tar road.
Taveta says they are looking to fix roads in the CBD area and roads outside of the CBD. He requests residents to toss garbage the right way to avoid clogging of drainage systems. He says people should consult the council with any construction they need to do in order to evaluate if they won't disrupt already existing infrastructure. Ratepayers have this to say.
Sikhanza umuhle umsebenzi lwentwa ngumasipala. Sikhanza sisekhaya umasipala likhaya lethu.
Numalo says ratepayers can see the effort done by the council and they are happy about it. The council is not only fixing roads but Communication of the new developments in the city are communicated to them and in time. The work being done by the council includes road patching, drainage clearance, and vegetation control, grass cutting, to mention a few. These are efforts of the council to prepare for the busy roads when schools open next week. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Satable Mamba, together with LinkedIn Gule in Mbabane.
The Ministry of Agriculture has engaged Mbabane youth and residents on broiler production. The training held at the Mbabane Library provided insights on funding opportunities for individuals pursuing poultry businesses.
The two-day workshop is one of the initiatives to create livelihood opportunities, particularly for urban residents, and ensure household food security. Speaking on behalf of youth participants in this workshop, Lombuyiselo Mabasa says they face many challenges while striving to make a living.
Labasha, it may be busy. You don't give enough time for unang.
She says, above all, this is the capacitation they need in order to thrive as entrepreneurs. She adds that often they encounter monetary constraints, which are a hindrance to successful broiler production. The Ministry of Agriculture Livestock Extension Officer Lungile Khumalo says poultry farmers need to be trained on their production to meet acceptable market standards.
In terms of if it is food security, akube nekudla emakhaya sithi singaceda ke ukuthi kuba nekudla emakhaya bese emaswati ukuthi kube kunciphisa lobudlwangudlwangu lobukhona okhanze ukuthi sekuneti stress letitsite seboshipha iviki lamalanga.
She says in line with the UN SDG 2 of zero hunger, the ministry has committed to educating Emaswati on sustainable practices for food security and broiler production for commercial purposes. The Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industries Eswatini says young entrepreneurs need more support in cities, especially access to settlements.
Ukuthi ithi nesi youth chamber sikhona lapho kutosita noma highlight ukuthi at least sihambe endleleni lekahle sibantu labasha sathi ukuthi okay edolobheni ngule ngimaphi ama type of business that can thrive and ngimaphi la kahle for the environment. So ngicabanga ukuthi nje le tinkuku nje kufuna kube clear ukuthi which zones masipala azomela kona edolobheni ukuthi we can actually sakhe lamahoko sikhone ukugcina itinkuku noma sithengise.
In the Program of Action for 2025 to 2029, government will require 828 million emalangeni to enhance its smallholder agriculture production and enhancement marketing project. Reporting, I'm Nansela Sitole with LinkedIn Gule, Babane.
Moving on to sports, Green Mamba head coach Caleb Ngwenya and Royal Leopard head coach Edwin Matsebula have both emphasized the toughness of their last 16 Ingwenyama Cup game to be played this coming Saturday at Mayaluga Stadium. The two coaches believe the winner stands a chance to lift the trophy of the tournament.
In less than 72 hours, the clash between the big two teams who are the armed forces in the last 16 of the Ngwenyama Cup will take place at Mayaluga Stadium when the defending champions Green Mamba take on Royal Leopard. Talking to the media on Wednesday, Ernest Bavuso of Green Mamba highlighted that they have got the confidence and the motivation that came from the club president when visiting them at the training ground this morning. Bavuso says that they will do whatever they can, try and defend the title.
The misfortune is personally, as a coach, if you see
for Royal Leopard head coach Ernest Bavuso, he believes that this is a tournament that is mostly likely not to be in their favor when looking at the history. Having lost in the last 32 of the competition last season, they have a tough opponent in the last 16 this year. But they will try all means and progress to the next stage.
They want to get the good results and the trophy. Singakujabulela kuyidefenda kathathu.
In another fixture at the King Sobhuza Memorial II in Hlangano, At home for the Rangers side, they will welcome Monini Pirates.
So far from kule game lesibuya
Sihlama Vimbera of Rangers says the motivation that they got from the previous game when winning the last 32, they will take it to the next game, with their striker Musa also in a confident mode that they could do the job this coming Saturday.
So the confidence is very, very high.
We have a lot of work to do.
For newly appointed Monini Pirates head coach Caleb Ngwenya, they are far from thinking of lifting the title, but they will take each game at hand.
And the character they show in the couple of games we've played so far, but there's still a lot of room for improvement.
The game will kick off at 3:30 in Hlangano. For Certain TV Sports, Fabisum Sonera, Babane.
Shiseleni Regional Football Association Chairman Gosnati Gunene says the association continues to hold different workshops that aim at assisting different super leagues, promotional and zonal leagues of the regions on how to manage football matches and avoid conflicts among teams.
According to Ngosnati Gunene, the Shiseleni Regional Football Association chairperson, they continue hold different workshops that aim at supporting or rather helping different club representative and zonal league representative on how to conduct different football competitions. Kunene says this also serves as a chance to try to avoid different difficulties whenever the teams do not accept results. He concluded saying that this is also another chance to ensure that they build on working to ensure that as a region, they have got more teams that are playing at Premier League level and at the National First Division level.
And that's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our headlining stories. It is all systems go for the official opening of the second session of the 12th Parliament as preparations are at an advanced stage. National Maize Corporation says they are ready to assist farmers whose produce has been affected by the recent storms through the Hamba Ubuye initiative. U.S. Embassy's Chargé d'Affaires says the U.S. government is determined to collaborate with Eswatini with regards to the effective implementation of human rights laws. And with that, it's a wrap. I'll leave you now with the weather update from myself and the crew. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.
Sibonga lokuhlelo senzele kona thina namhlanje sitawudlala lengoma shwele Nkosi oke nyole njani lena madoda ishaye maphiko obusuku nemini mthekwa lenyoni emhlolo Nkosi yami Makubu inyoni amasoka ngani shwele baba oke mthekwane lona yenyona yeni kanjani samba mthekwane yenyoni amasoka ngani samba mthekwane yenyoni amasoka samba kutekwane enyonya